Hello, I am just me, Jesse, and today was very boring. Today I just spent most of my day just waiting for one of my professors to put up stuff on this thing called Panopto, which is a thing that it's like a teachers can post videos on it, and he was supposed to post it well before 3 o'clock, so that, well, actually, but at 3 o'clock at the latest, for us to watch it during our class time. But instead, he posted it at 6 o'clock, where I had to watch it and I actually spent 3 hours waiting for him to post this video. And I mean, it was a good time. I used it to work on the project that he assigned us. But yeah, anyways, not all professors are bad. I have a lot of great professors, especially my business professor, BE. I'll just call him for now BE. He's an awesome guy. He's really a marketing professor, but he teaches this one Biz 100 class that everybody takes, and he's the best at remembering names, and he will work personally with you to make sure that you get your stuff done, and he'll give extra opportunities that don't just give you points, but they'll benefit your experience. Like I actually requested to have extra credit for this big idea competition that I'm involved with. Like me and my business partner actually requested the extra credit for just the class to go to, so we can get people at the competition. It's a trade show, and so he was like, yeah, I'll do that. And I told him I actually would not accept the extra credit for going there because I have to be there. But he said, oh no, I'll give you the extra credit for it. He's a great guy. But anyways, so yeah, today's been kind of boring. Just been doing some class stuff, and about to go do our devotional. So yeah, this video is gonna be up after that. But hey, tomorrow or the next day go tune into Northwoods Church. Find the 7:20 p.m. devotionals, and yeah, join us there. And I'm just gonna go ahead and skip right into the video because I'm about to miss my devotional. All right, see you then. This is Owl City. No, this is Fireflies by Owl City. You would not believe your eyes. 10 million fireflies lit up the world as I fell asleep. 'Cause they fill the open air, leave teardrops everywhere. You think me rude, but I would just stand and stare. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, 'cause everything is never as it seems. 'Cause I get 1,000 hugs, 10,000 lightning bugs. They try to teach me how to dance. Frogs try above my head, a sock hop beneath my bed. Disco ball is just hanging by a thread. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep. 'Cause everything is never as it seems when I fall asleep. Leave my door open just a crack, 'cause I feel like such an insomniac. Why do I tire of counting sheep when I'm far too tired to fall asleep? 10 million fireflies. I'm weird 'cause I hate goodbyes. Got misty eyes, they said farewell. But I don't know where several are. Wait, I know where several are. But my dreams get real bizarre, 'cause I kept a few and I saved them in a jar. I'd like to make myself believe. Wait. I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, 'cause everything is never as it seems. When I fall asleep, I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, 'cause everything is never as it seems. When I fall asleep, I'd like to make myself believe that planet Earth turns slowly. It's hard to say that I'd rather stay awake when I'm asleep, 'cause everything is never as it seems when I fall asleep. And now, on to the verse. So today I'm going to tell you the story of Daniel and the lion's den. Now, this is another one of those crazy stories in the Bible that's awesome and eventually kind of takes a turn. So in Daniel chapter 6, there is a man named Daniel who this book was written by. And what happens to Daniel? Daniel is in I forgot where they are. I'm really bad with location here. But what happens is Daniel, he is one of 3 administrators to King Darius. He's the king over everybody. And so King Darius has 3 administrators who rule over 120 satraps. I think that's how you say it. And basically, Daniel is his favorite of everybody. He's loyal. He helps him when he has dreams, because Daniel interprets his dreams. And basically he's almost like his right hand man. And so what happens is all the satraps and all the other 2 administrators, they get jealous of Daniel, and they want that respect from the king. They want that basically that kind of upper power, the inner circle kind of thing. So what they do, they go to King Darius. They say, "Oh, long live the king! How about for the next 30 days? We're going to declare for the next." I believe it is 30 days. For the next 30 days, we will pray not to any other god, not to any other man, but only to King Darius. And King Darius, as some human with, the Michael Scott kind of vibe, he's just like, I like how all this attention everybody's giving me. And so he agrees to that, and he signs off on that. But he forgot that Daniel prays to his God, our God, 3, 4, 7 times a day, and here it says 3 times a day, but this guy, I'm pretty sure he prayed on, really prayed a lot, because he's one of the upper people, he's very loyal to God, and he's, blameless almost. But of course, like every man has sinned. Every person, man, woman, child has sinned. But Daniel tries to stay loyal, like we all should. And so then what they do is the administrators and the satraps, they go to Daniel, bring him before the king, and says he's still praying 3 times a day, and according to the laws, you can't change any rule that you've put in place. And so regrettably, King Darius just says, well, okay, fine. If this is like, if I go back on this, I'm going to be sentenced to the lion's den, and and then and everybody's gonna be in trouble here. And so he agrees to them. He signs off, casts Daniel into the lion's den, and they all take a big stone, roll it in front of the door, and they seal it with their rings, I believe they say. And then that night, King Darius was just so distraught. He didn't want any food, not any entertainment, it says, and he couldn't sleep. But so the first thing in the morning, the next morning, he got up and he went down to the lion's den, rolled away the stone, and he said, Daniel, servant of the living God, has your God, whom you serve continually, been able to rescue you from the lions? And then Daniel, unfortunately the lions got to him. I'm just kidding. He's alive. The next morning, he spent a night with the lions. Daniel answered, May the king live forever. My God sent his angel and shut the mouths of the lions. They have not hurt me because I was found innocent in his sight, nor have I ever done any wrong before you, your majesty. And that was just overwhelming to the king. He was just so overjoyed and just immediately pulled Daniel out of the lion's den and was so just riled up with anger to everybody who accused him falsely, and everybody who accused Daniel, who falsely accused Daniel, was thrown into the lion's den. And it says here, and before they reached the floor of the den, the lions overpowered them and crushed all their bones. Now, I don't know about you, but that's a pretty intense story. But as long as we just pray to God, he'll send his angel to shut the mouths of everything that's opposing us right now. And he'll be here as well, not just his angel. But this just gives you a little insight of what God can do. He rules over all the earth, that being all the animals and lions, and he can do whatever he wants. He can shut the mouths of lions, and it is our job to pray to him and to ask him for forgiveness of whatever we've done wrong, and to ask him for help in all of our tough situations. So I encourage you to spend some time reading some of Daniel's chapters in here, or entries, I'd like to call them, because it's basically this entire book. It's only about 12 chapters, and it's a chapter is not that long. I mean, like, there's chapter 9, and then that's the beginning of chapter 10 down here. So it's not like, they're fairly short. So if you're a slow reader, just spend some time just reading at least one of these, and because it really gives you some perspective of what living just by God and just praying to God, constantly talking to him, having a conversation to him. You don't have to be like, oh Lord, just speaking in tongues and all that. Just close your eyes, bow your head, and just start talking to God like a friend, or like somebody you're meeting for the first time if you haven't met him before. A good place to start reading in the Bible, I probably should say this, is in the Gospel, which is actually 4 books of the Bible. It is Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. And in Matthew, at the beginning of Matthew, is actually a genealogy, I believe it is, of Jesus. It just shows that he's a descendant of King David, actually, that I've talked about with, you remember the puppetry with the Nerf guns and everything. But though in Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, it actually has the story of Jesus' life in those stories, and his life, his birth, so his birth, his life, and his death. And in each book, it has different interpretations of like his life, and it's kind of cool because they have like Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John were 4 of his 12 disciples, and they all wrote a little something about him. Well, they all wrote a little something about him. But yeah, just spend some time reading about the guy who you're talking to right now, God. So yeah, that's it for today, and I hope you all have an amazing day. You'll probably watch this on the 8th, which is usually how it kind of goes. People usually watch this on the next day. But yeah, if you like this, give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't miss any more videos. Click that little bell down there to get notifications, and have an amazing day. Stay awesome. I hope you have a great day. Please don't go insane. Goodbye.